The mountain doesn't care that you're crying. You are minutes old. Your skin is still wet. Your first breath is still echoing in your tiny lungs. And 5 old men are standing over you, deciding whether you live. This is Sparta, around 500 BC. The first decision of your life is not yours to make. 5 elders, beards like white smoke, eyes that have looked at 10,000 babies before you, on this same wooden bench, in this same cold stone room. They are not here to admire you. They are not here to bless you. They are inspectors. They are quality control for the most brutal war machine humanity has ever built. And you are the raw material. If you are too small, too weak, too crooked, too quiet, they will shake their heads, and before sunset you will be carried up Mount Taygetus. You will be left on the bare rocks of the apothete, the place of throwing away, alone, in the cold, for the wolves, for the wind, for the gods. Your mother will not be allowed to follow, but this is the easy part, because somehow you survive the inspection. The elder nods once, just once. Someone wraps you in rough wool and places you in your mother's arms. She doesn't smile, she doesn't cry. Spartan women don't cry. She just looks down at you and says one word, and you won't understand it for another 7 years. Mine. You don't know it yet, but she's lying. You will never really be hers. You belong to the state. You always did. From the second you took your first breath, from the second the elder nodded over your tiny body, you are not a child of Sparta. You are property of Sparta, and the state is coming for you. It just isn't ready yet. For now, you get to be a child. For now. For 7 years, you live in a small stone house your father built. You turn 7. You wake up one morning and your mother is already dressed. She doesn't speak to you. She doesn't feed you. She walks you out of the house, down the dirt road, past the temple of Artemis Orthia, and stops at the edge of a bare training ground where 100 other boys your age are already standing in silent rows. And she leaves. She doesn't say goodbye. She doesn't kiss your head. She doesn't look back. Spartan mothers don't look back. You watch her crimson shawl get smaller and smaller, and you understand something, in the way a 7-year-old can suddenly understand the cruelest thing in the world. You will not sleep in her house again for 13 years. This is the agoge, the Spartan forge, the system that has produced the most feared warriors in the ancient world for 3 centuries. And today, it has come for you. The men in charge are called the paidonomos. They carry whips. They use them, not as threats, as education. You will be beaten for crying. You will be beaten for flinching. You will be beaten for showing fear. You will be beaten for showing pity. You will be beaten for asking why you're being beaten. Eventually, after enough beatings, you will stop asking. That is the point. That has always been the point. They strip you of your tunic. They give you one cloak, one, for the entire year, summer, winter, rain. You will wear this same piece of cloth until it falls apart on your body. Your feet will be bare, always bare. You will run on stones until your soles are leather. You will sleep on river reeds that you have to cut yourself, with your bare hands, from the freezing Eurotas at the edge of the city. Every night, forever. And the food, they don't feed you, not really. They give you almost nothing, because they want you to steal. Here's the part no one tells you. In Sparta, a boy is taught to steal his own food. You sneak into kitchens. You lift bread from market stalls. You raid the helot farms outside the city. If you succeed, you eat. If you get caught, you are beaten. Not for stealing, for being slow enough to get caught. There's a story they tell. A boy who stole a young fox and hid it under his cloak. The paidonomos walked up to him, asked him a question. The boy stood at attention and answered, calm and clear, while the fox, hidden against his ribs, tore into his stomach. The boy did not flinch. The boy did not move. The boy died standing up. You hear this story when you are 8. You don't laugh, you don't cry, you just nod. Because you understand. You already understand. Your name has been spoken in your mother's house for the last time without a scar attached to it. The years stack like stones. 8, 9, 10, 11. You are getting harder, faster, quieter. Your ribs show through your skin, but your hands have stopped shaking. The boys who couldn't take it are gone. Some ran. Some were found at the bottom of a cliff. One hanged himself in the barracks when you were 9, and the paidonomos made you all step over his body on the way to morning drill. No words, no funeral, just step over. Keep moving. You learn to fight with a wooden sword first, then bronze, then iron. You learn the phalanx, the wall of shields, and you learn that your shield is not for you. Your shield protects the man on your left. His shield protects you. If you drop yours and run, the entire line breaks. The entire line dies. Your shield does not belong to you. It belongs to the brother beside you. This is the first thing in your life that has ever truly belonged to someone else. And somehow it's the first thing that feels like yours. You are 12 when they tell you about the krypteia. The older boys whisper it in the barracks at night, the secret, the hunt. Every year, the most promising young Spartans, the ones marked for greatness, are sent out alone into the countryside, with a single dagger, no food, no cloak, no name. Their mission is simple: find a helot, end him. The helots, the conquered people of Messenia, the slaves who farm the land that feeds Sparta. There are 7 of them for every one of you. 7. The older boys say that's why the krypteia exists, to remind the helots every year that no matter how many of them there are, they are prey. And you are the thing in the dark. You don't speak when you hear this. You just lie on your reeds and stare at the ceiling. And somewhere inside you, something old and small dies very quietly, and something else takes its place. You are 14 when you have to do it. They wake you in the middle of the night. They hand you the dagger. They walk you to the city gate, and they leave. You walk for 2 days. You don't eat. You sleep in a ditch. On the 3rd night, you find a helot farmer walking home from his field, alone, on a road. He is older than your father. He is humming a song. He does not see you. You have a choice. You think you have a choice. But you've been preparing for this since you were 7 years old. Your hand already knows. Your hand moved before your mind did. It is over in seconds. He doesn't even scream. He just makes a small sound like air leaving a clay jar and falls forward into the road. You stand over him in the dark. You are shaking, not from fear, from something worse, from the absence of fear, from how easy it was, from how the boy who walked out of the gate 2 days ago is not the boy walking back. You bury him in a shallow ditch. You wash the dagger in the stream. You walk home. Nobody asks you what happened. Nobody has to. This is the part you will not forget. Not when you are 20, not when you are 40, not in your final hour. The hum of the song, the clay jar sound, the weight of a body that was alive a moment ago and then wasn't, because of you. But you don't think about it tomorrow. You can't. There's a drill at dawn. You are 17. You are 18. You are 19. You are growing into the body of a weapon. Your shoulders are wider than your father's. Your scars have stories you barely remember. You have a name now in the barracks. Your fellow trainees say it like a prayer and like a curse. You have brothers, real brothers, closer than blood. You would die for them. You will die for them. That is not a metaphor. That is a contract. You are 20 when they finally let you become a man. The final test. The Spartan mess. You are brought to a long stone hall where the older citizens, the homoioi, the equals, sit at long tables. They will vote on whether you are worthy to join them. Each man takes a piece of bread. If he wants you in, he places it whole into a pot. If he wants you out, he flattens it. 1 flattened piece of bread is enough. 1. And you are exiled forever. Not executed. Worse. Sent away. To live as nothing. A Spartan who is not a Spartan. A man without a city. A ghost in his own homeland. You stand outside the hall. You wait. You hear them voting. You don't breathe. The door is open. You are in. You are a Spartan. You weep. Just once. Just one tear. And then you wipe it away forever. Years pass. You marry, but you do not live with your wife. You sleep in the barracks with your brothers until you are 30. You see her in secret, in the dark, like a lover, not a husband. Your sons are born, and they are taken from you, and the cycle begins again, and you stand at the inspection bench, and you do not look away when the elders shake their heads. Because you are Spartan, and the mountain doesn't care that you're crying. And then, one summer, the messengers ride into the city. From the north, a Persian army, the largest the world has ever seen, 200,000, maybe more, crossing into Greece, coming for everything. The king stands before the warriors. His name is Leonidas. He picks 300 men, men with living sons, so that no Spartan family ends if they fall. You are one of the 300. You already know. You knew before he said your name. You knew the day the elder nodded over your tiny body. You knew the day your mother said, "Mine," and meant no. You march to a narrow pass called Thermopylae, the hot gates. You meet your king there. He looks at each of you. He says almost nothing. He doesn't have to. You hold the pass for 3 days. 3 days against an empire. 3 days against the impossible. You watch your brothers fall, one by one, and you stand on the ground they fell on, and you keep fighting. Your spear breaks. You draw your sword. Your sword breaks. You fight with your hands, with your teeth, with the broken haft of a shield. You do not stop. You do not run. You do not break the line. When the arrows finally come, so many they darken the sun, one of your brothers laughs and says, "Good, we will fight in the shade." You fall there. Of course you fall there. You always knew you would fall there. The moment your mother said, "Mine," she was lying about that too. You were never hers. You were never your own. You were Sparta. And Sparta lives by ending well. Your body is left on the ground. There is no marker with your name. There is no song with your name. The Greeks who survive will build a stone over the bones of all 300. They will carve 7 words into it. 7 words that have outlived empires. 7 words that have outlived the language they were written in. Stranger, tell the Spartans we lie here, obedient to their laws. That's it. That's all of you. That's all of your 7-year-old self standing in the training ground. That's all of the boy with the fox. That's all of the helot on the road. That's all of the bread in the pot. That's all of every brother who slept beside you on the river reeds. 7 words. Was it worth it? Be honest. Sit with the question. Don't answer too fast. You were chosen at birth. You were taken at 7. You were forged. You were sharpened. You were used. You were broken. You were never asked, not once, not at the inspection bench, not at the gate, not at the pass. But here is the thing they don't tell you about Sparta, the thing the statues forget, the thing the legends erase. In your final breath on the rocks of Thermopylae, with the shade of the arrows falling, you do not regret it. And maybe that is the most terrifying answer of all. Maybe the agoge worked. Maybe the mountain was right. Or maybe, somewhere very deep, in a place they could not reach with their whips and their reeds and their broth and their blades, there is still a baby on a wooden bench, crying, wet, new, hoping someone, anyone, will say the word that means love instead of the word that means mine. And the wind on Mount Taygetus carries the sound away.